your creative mind. If you have a passion for something, you are going to be willing to research, read about it, test, try, and then from then you get your creative ideas. Baking takes a lot of creativity, takes a lot of creativity, basically takes a lot of being ingenious, thinking of ideas that people haven't thought of. This doesn't mean that you put yourself in a competition with anybody. In the baking industry, it's a very vast industry. A lot of bakers out there, a whole lot of bakers out there, different calibers, different angles, different aspects in the baking industry, but everybody has a niche they've carved for themselves. Okay, the sky is very big. Okay, so you can only just join in. You can come and take over. You can just come and join what is already happening. Yeah, you can stand out over time, but you just have to know that it's a community on its own, and you are just going to come join in the community. Okay, so you just have to keep thinking of things you can do that can make you stand out, that people will look out for you. Oh, okay, her red velvet cake is so amazing. Okay, I think her whipped cream is so stable, and all of those things. I think her pastries are top notch. All of those things, because I personally, over the years, I try to do pastries, but it's definitely not my thing. It's not because I can't do it, but it's just not my thing. I tried donuts. Oh no, I didn't enjoy doing that. Okay, so I know there are a lot of people that do this and they do fantastic. That's why personality matters, and what we are aiming to achieve matters. For me, I'm fine with making all sorts of desserts, cakes, like celebration cakes and all of that. So that's good for me. I don't want to overclog my head with having to delve into pastries, bread, cake, and you're a new baker. Trust me, you're not a superman or a superwoman. You're going to be tired. So going on, I was talking about tools, right? Okay, I think we should go back on track. Okay, tools needed, basically you need a hand mixer. I said that earlier. You need a baking oven. You see, before talking about oven, you'll be thinking, oh my god, I need to save up to get this convector oven, the big ovens and all of that, the very expensive ones. Nope. There are a lot of ovens now that are just tabletop ovens. Remember, you are a new baker. Remember, you are just starting. Remember, you're just trying to get your client base, and definitely you're not expected to have like a voluminous turnout of order until eventually. So you start up with something. There are quite a number of affordable ovens out there. The imported ones are there. They're basically like microwave ovens, but they're a bit bigger, and they're sold around. You can make your inquiries for people that have it. Instagram is a big market. Okay, the internet really is a big platform, so you can always check and see Jumia, anything, you see stock and you decide which one works for you. Okay, and if you don't want to follow that route, you can go with the locally made ovens. You see, the locally made ovens are cheaper. As long as it's well done, it's actually a good start. At least spending the time where you find your feet, and then you can get the luxury ovens. I still have my locally made ovens, and they work perfectly well for me. So you need your hand mixer, you need your ovens, definitely you need your baking pan. I said that. You need your basic tools like the palette knife, the spatula, the measuring cups, especially if you're going to delve into measure, as in like oil-based recipes that require using cups and spoons. You can't use your tablespoon that you used to eat. You have to use the specific measuring cups that is supposed to be. Maybe I should get that. I can show you. So give me a second. I have some of those here. So for this one now, this is a set of measuring cup. I don't use this all the time, but I'm just showing you that. You see how everything is. It's a bit dusty. I don't really use it. So I have the ones I use, the regular ones, the cheap ones that are everywhere. Just tell any cake tool store that you are looking for baking cups, measuring spoons, mixing bowls, your ingredients, basically flour. I'm going to talk about that now. Okay, so your hand mixer is fine for you. Let me just give you a quick run. Your hand mixer, your tabletop oven is fine for you. I'm looking around, checking your measuring cups and spoon, your digital scale. Your digital scale, especially if you have any recipe that has to do with butter and grams. You know, there are analog scales, but a lot of people don't use that anymore because of precision. Digital scale will give you the right quantity with the to the last number. Okay, the analog ones just go round the clock, and you might just need to still guess some numbers, especially if you have recipes that require some weird or odd numbers. Okay, so you need your digital scale. And as it is, like I said already, there are industrial ones which you don't need. There are the ones that are less than 10,000, 5,000, 6,000, depending on the quality. Now, going back to what I said earlier about quality, despite the fact that you just buy cheap, please don't settle for less quality. Don't settle for brands that a little bit of, whatever, and it just falls. Especially for your core ingredients and for your core tools, like the scale, like the oven, and the hand mixer. There are a lot of products, brands out there, and you want to actually pick a good one, a solid one, despite the fact that it's a hand mixer, so that at least it can take you through a long time, so that even when you get a bigger mixer, you can have that as backup. I hope you understand. So that's about it for tools. If I remember anything because of the talk, I would come back to it. So the next thing you're going to look at is how to run your cake business. How to run your cake business in the sense that when you are buying ingredients, how do you buy? I don't expect you as a new baker to start buying bags of flour and sugar, buckets of butter, and all of that. Note that when you get to that point when you need to buy, it will be cheaper for you, because definitely things bought in bulk tend to be cheaper. But in the meantime, you cannot buy a bag of flour. I'm not praying that you won't get business, but it's better to be realistic. Set realistic targets and goals for yourself. Okay? In buying a bag of flour, you don't want the situation where it settles in and then gets misty underneath, and then you still have to toss it. At the end of the day, it's a waste. So you can just use the paint bucket to buy, use it up, buy another one. Remember that you are building your audience, you're building your client base with the little, cakes, the quick cakes that you make and you do for people. So for tools, I said that already. For ingredients, you have to buy in the littlest form for the starting part of your business until you get a ground, at least some landing. Okay, your target audience when you start your business is going to be basically your family members. I'm not saying that you would what am I saying? Your family members, basically. Those are the people that will taste your product, because trust me,